So I guess anyone tuning in, this is going to be an Evo cast in the sense that I went to the fighting game place, and then a lot of fighting game things happened, and a lot of news happened
About
so,
fighting games.
yes, so that will be me talking about them for a lot of this episode. Okay. Unless you can start with.
Yeah, we should start with me. Fire Emblem Three Houses is really good. I'm trying to recruit all the kids at school into my team, and Felix is a goddamn Virgil Edgelord. It's a good game. You should play it. That was my week.
Yeah, I'm catching edits of like, can you believe this shit conversations with like Fire Emblem characters replacing the like insane people
So
on the chats.
the main thing is that, I mean, it was like this before, but now it's been expanded, and it's like, what if every character that was an S-Link in Persona had S-Links with every other character that was an S-Link?
Oh wow! It has the other characters' relationship charts.
You have A to S. You have C, B, A, and S, if whatever, and every single other character that you can have a relationship with of any kind has at least up to B with every single other character.
And can you change those?
Change them how?
Or like, does the relationship between NPC A and NPC B change according to your actions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether or not you tutor them together or they fight next to each other in
that's
battle.
really
So like
complicated.
there is, I think, 34 of them. There are so fucking many character interactions.
Like, if I had to think about Ryuji's and Morgana's friendship, it'd be way too much.
That
for
means
me.
you have 2 to 3 support conversations of a character with the entire cast. So you get to see Bernadetta, the shy girl. You get to see her interact with every personality type conceivable. From, dude, you dropped your book, I just want to give you your book back, to, I may have accidentally read your fan fiction, to, I'm going to physically carry you out of your room, you goddamn shut-in.
Okay. Yeah, that's really extreme. As long as you don't have to pay too much attention to that, I suppose. But then again,
It's like the primary draw of the game.
oh man, okay.
And it's all voice acted.
No, I don't mind like the stuff that's between you, the player, and the characters is like not what I'm talking about. I specifically mean the second layer that is.
The second layer is better than the first layer.
Oh yeah.
Because your character has no emoting. Your character's like a weird slice of pasta.
Okay.
But everything else is voice acted, which, like, everything in that game is voice acted. There are like 10 times as many S-Link style conversations, and they're all voice acted entirely in both languages.
I know that the way the Persona series
Excuse me.
tried to have those moments occur is random chance of running into X friend on your date with Y, and then you get a little interaction moment there between them, and that's pretty much it. But like they realized the gargantuan task that is like the full relationship chart,
the amount,
and trying to create content for every single line on that chart.
The amount of social engineering, like dating sim stuff in this game, is more than anything I have ever played. And I think there's tons of mechanics. There's eating with them, there's teaching them, there's seminars, there's battle mechanics, there's mission whatever. But there's one that's really simple that I think sums it up, where there's an advice box that you can go and answer questions. Like, it's an anonymous advice box, right? That people want, hey, like I remember some of my professors had stuff like that in Sejep, where particularly my human sexualities professor, he's like, I know you guys have a lot of uncomfortable questions about your boners, so you put it in here, I'm going to read it, you
Right.
answer the question,
Yeah.
right? So you go to the advice box.
My dad actually did that. It was really just...
You go to the advice box,
Yeah.
and it gives you a question about what's a good one. hey, I really hate drinking tea, but everybody drinks tea around here, and I don't want to seem rude, but I want to hang out with people, but I don't want to drink tea, right? What do I do? And there's your three options, like just wait for it to cool down, or just have something, whatever, right? And the text will give you an indication, and it will have the silhouette of their character portrait completely silhouetted, no detail at all. And going off of that, you have to figure out what the best advice is for the specific person.
Whoever they may be.
So you have to know about every single person's personality and hopefully be able to ballpark who every single anime character is based off just the outline of their character portrait. And then if you do it right, you'll get a little heart up.
The funny part is that, like, my impression of someone that had to live in the times of horses, swords, and shields would have so little care for the small things in life because your priority is not getting impaled.
No, but that's why you gotta appreciate the small things in life.
I don't think...
Because you could get impaled tomorrow.
I don't think that's how it worked in real life for people that lived back then. I think they were very, very concerned with, like, the bullshit in front of them, and the small things kind of would go by the wayside.
I disagree. If you know you could die tomorrow, you got to smell the roses.
In fiction, certainly. In real life, that shit was like, get that rose the fuck away from me. What if...
You're crazy.
Okay, well... Anyway.
Wait, hold on. I've got brain knowledge coming back to me about the Protestant work ethic. Are you familiar with the Protestant work ethic?
Keep working till you die.
Yeah, keep working till you die, because work is godly and thus moral.
Yeah.
So that took off really hard with the Germans and the English. Mm-hmm. And I remember now when I was in a history class in university, they were talking about how that mindset never took off with the Catholics, particularly the French Catholics. So you would see economic differences, whereas the Protestants would tend to save all their money, and the Catholics would just fucking spend it as soon as they got it, because they could die tomorrow, but as long as they went to church every Sunday, they were good.
Yeah. Well, if your culture was one that was like, yo, death is awesome, right? Embrace that shit.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Then you're not, your brain is, then it deprioritizes it automatically, and it makes it a thing of like, oh yeah, well that's cool, right? Because I get to go to whatever version of the Warrior's Afterlife, or regular heaven, or Valhalla, whatever the fuck. Regular heaven, and it like, so you have like these cultural tricks to make you not give a shit. But for somebody that was like not of that and just fucking out there trying to survive, like you're trying to like live, your brain is like, you're prioritizing survival. When you got to eat, you don't care about. It's what we talk about with any empire that was able to like get to the point of like philosophy was one that basically had dealt with war and like didn't have to
or
deal
made
with
the war go far away
made
from
the
them.
war go really far away, so you don't have to deal with that for a while. And if it's coming, then you're gonna have a lot of time before it shows up on your doorstep.
Well, I'll tell you what, Woolie, none of these things matter, because this is a goddamn anime high school isekai where you've been traveled back in time.
Correct.
To the old-timey days.
Wait, you traveled back in time?
No, I'm just saying you as a person.
Yes.
And no one in that anime school has to talk about how all the students would probably be missing a shit ton of their teeth.
Yes.
Smell like actual feces.
Oh, yeah.
And
hair,
etc.
How is your hair looking so nice? With what gel?
Don't worry. It's anime history.
Yeah. Of course, we're playing a video game here. Yes. I would like to see historically accurate Fire Emblem characters.
That'd be awful.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun. Just as an experiment on like someone's art page somewhere. Just like, all right, so I decided to take a look at Ike. All right, what would he actually have going on?
I'm sure you can find a lot of historically accurate, highly detailed depictions of certain Fire Emblem characters, such as Tharja, etc.
the blue in the hair is actually indicative of some rare, crazy disease.
Silver poisoning.
Yeah, sure. You know, there would be clumps of that beautiful lock, like, falling off as we speak. Oh, what is that, a big red cape? Yeah, that'll get you killed on the battlefield. That thing's in tatter. That thing's all tattered up and fucked. The like, just going down the line and just, like, everyone's got their crooked teeth. Someone's got a fucking, like, yeah, anyway, yeah.
And the other thing is the old people were actually quite small. Like, very small.
Yes, that too.
Which is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life.
Actually, what I really love is I got a Collector Samurai Shodown box, and they had, like, the character concept art. And when you look at the concept art for all the characters in Sam Show, they're all incredibly tiny. Like, short proportioned people. And I'm like, I don't know what the profile is on how tall Haomaru is, but it looks like he might be, like, 5'4". You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's...
In history, people were small.
That, you know, I doubt that's what the thought process was, but it would be interesting if they took that into account. Because a lot of the characters look really short.
Ancient history is the story of people who were pat-sized. Think about that shit, weirdos.
So whenever you see, like...
It's probably why horses and fucking elephants and shit are drawn, like, so fucking gigantic in ancient art. Because they were.
Yeah, and when you see, like, like the guy from Bebop, I forget whether his name was Kareem or Abdul, but the point remains. The guy from, like...
His name was Kareem. My brain just said, oh, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, it's one of those two names, but whatever.
Like, no,
the dude from Stray Dogs Strike.
I think it was Abdul, maybe.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, was he, like, 5'11"?
That's crazy.
You know?
That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played a bunch of Fire Emblem. It's a good
Cool.
game. Eager to get home and watch the new fucking Red Letter Media with Peach. Because, oh boy. You see who their guest is this week?
Is it Macaulay Culkin again?
No. It's a different guest. It's very exciting. I won't spoil it for anybody who doesn't know.
Cool.
It's gonna be good.
Okay. Well.
Oh, and if you want to see me play video games, to twitch.tv/angriestpet. I play video games.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do have one minor thing. I'm going back through FF7. That game's pacing is incredible. It's incredible. One stream was everything to Wall Market. The next stream was Shinra HQ all the way to out the door. Like, every hour there is a new little adventure or side thing. That game's awesome.
Any changes to the things or predictions you made when we talked about the remake last?
End of that game is going to be the fucking highway chase. 100%. 100. Like, there's no way you're leaving Midgar in that remake.
I guess I meant more so the sequels, but yeah. The pacing of the sequels.
The sequels?
Of everything after the Midgar chapter. Do you remember when we
Do you mean FF8? Or do you mean...
Are we talking about FF7?
Yeah.
Remember when we talked about where we thought the remake would start and end?
The remake... Yeah, no. Well, so far I'm just out of Midgar.
Okay.
So part 1 will be Midgar, for sure.
Of course, yes. But I just mean, like... okay, you didn't get past that point.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Right. So, yeah. Started the week off playing 1980X. Which
I don't know what the fuck that
is a really, really beautiful Police Knots sprite quality inspired.
Oh, that's what I've been seeing show up on the fucking feed. All right.
Very, very short, but great game. It was pretty much I want to say it was a like, hey man, remember the 80s? You remember that? Like
I do.
It was that sort of Ready Player One, like, thesis statement, except without being so, like...
It evoked the feeling rather than getting the brands.
It makes you, like, it brings it out and it goes, hey man, remember the 80s? They were great. Look at these cool games. And you're like... And in Ready Player One, it's just like, dude, remember? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, what else? You're like, well, I don't know. Just did you remember it though?
Yeah.
You know, and in this case, it was like, it's still that, but it's like, the difference here is basically like it's still like overly sincere, I guess is the term you would use sometimes, but in 1980X it's really enjoyable. What it is you're this kid and you're going through a couple of different arcade games, different genres,
Right.
and they're all throw-ups to classic things, and it's narrated by the kid talking about basically these worlds that you would enter, and you know, like how the coolest people would be in these arcades, and they were like the counterculture, you know, like the outside wasn't for them. We had our own thing going, and it's that vibe. And so you're like, I'm not going fuck off, Ready Player One, kid, right?
Okay.
But I am going like, I agree with you, but you're going in way too hard on this, right? You're 2 seconds away from saying gamers rise up.
Yeah.
And
then floating through a skylight.
And I think you kind of just need to chill a little bit. Yeah, these things are cool. These games are cool. This world is fun.
Yeah.
You don't need to overly romanticize this the way you're doing it, right? Or you can, but let it do so with the visual.
Yeah.
Your words are pulling me further than I want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at it going like, man, yeah, that shit was great. And you're going, it was the best thing ever made. And I'm like, well, I'm not there.
There will never be another time like that time.
You know? And like, yeah, so I just, that's the one thing is like, if you like putting a voice to that of like just how awesome it was like, all right. But it was still very good and still super worth it. It's about an hour long tops, honestly.
Oh, that's short.
Very short experience. But like really just it is almost like a interactive movie thing, you know, in a way. And just glorious pixel art quality. Like really, really nice. Some fun fun obvious references, and then like stuff that's a little bit, you know, a little more downplayed. But I took a look at that one up on WoolieVersus this week as well, so that was a fun time. I'm definitely gonna say, pick it up, support it. It's fun, it's cool, and of course, upon beating it, you can just go to the game selection menu. Yeah, you know,
and rise up at your choosing.
Certainly. And of course, like, you know, within you get those bits where it's like, oh, kids having problems at home, parents are fighting. Yeah. Right? Let's see how that affects the game, you know? So there's like some interesting things they play with there and whatnot, where it's like, let's use these games because mommy and daddy are fighting, you know?
Again.
Yeah, type of thing. So, right on. 1980X. Yes, and then, of course, Evo. So...
Sorry, I'm just thinking, did you ever fall down the Fighting Gold variation meme wagon? Where it's like Fighting Gold, but Coda's your sick neighbor and he won't turn the music down?
I saw one for like something like that. It was Stand Proud.
One of the ones that just killed me the most is like Fighting Gold, but you're playing it because your mom and dad are fighting again.
Oh yeah,
and it's like this vicious mom-dad argument kind of piercing through the walls, muffled, while Fighting Gold is playing, and just it's like fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
It's the internet's so weird. I love this shit.
It's very weird.
All right, tell us about Evolution. Congratulations on your championship win at something.
Once again, the curse continues. Made it to the edge of my pool.
Yeah.
Never got out. Still drowned.
I thought you didn't drown in pools this time. I'm sorry, buddy.
No.
Oh, you got to the top of your
pool.
Your Sam Show pool. I saw that.
Yeah. Didn't get further than that. That's pretty much... That's my limitation year after year. Is that's about as far as I can get. That's where my skill is. I am good enough to beat...
You're good enough to drown everyone else in pools as well.
But I'm not good enough to beat the people who grinded it out to make it to the top.
Yeah.
That's how it is, you know? And seeding works... Anyway, so seeding works in such a way that I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like I have enough experience to, you know, I shouldn't be losing to a bunch of random shit, but somebody who clearly has done the work here,
someone who treats this particular game as a lifestyle,
should beat me. Yeah. That's correct. So But that was funny though, because it was actually one of those things. I didn't even know where I was at, because I entered so many games. I entered 7 games because I decided like I'd rather enter and then figure it out later and possibly drop out, than not enter and regret it.
And then some people get buys if you drop out, and they'll be like, "Oh, fuck, it's sick."
So that happens, right? And yeah, the like the guy who beat me in Sam Show on the loser side, like after he's like, "Hey man, can we take a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then tweeted it out, and he was like, "Hey, I just beat Woolie to get out of my pool," you know. And I was like, I didn't realize that was even the fuck me. I didn't, you know. So that's always a fun feeling. But no, it's fine.
Good. I like that.
Yeah. And yeah, I did get one match on stream. It was like a Darley one, and
the match got on stream. You did quite well.
Yeah, but all I see is my mistakes. So
well, of course,
like that was ugly to me. But anyway, the takeaway from that, and the takeaway from every Evo is pretty much like 1, fuck man, fighting games are awesome. 2, like I really want to get better, you know. So in this case, I'm gonna put an actual effort into stepping up my Sam Show game, especially considering the talent we have in this city, because Jimmy Bones, friend who came on for the episodes we did here, and local FGC head, got 9th place and fucking crushed it in an amazing run through that bracket. So 1 shy of top 8, heartbreaking, but also
but hey,
amazing showing. So kudos to him on that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to sparring and stepping up my game.
From sitting all the way on the outside and somebody who doesn't hop over on the fighting game wagon over here, the main problem that I feel like I see with you and your training regimens on these is that you care too much about almost every single fighting game that comes out. You every Evo that I can remember,
I like them.
You'll have really gravitated towards a game, and then you'll have done pretty well at it. Evo, I'm gonna focus on this one,
no.
And then 7 or 8 come out like right away, and you're like,
oh,
I love them all.
Yeah. And I always, so what I want is, here's the basic deal, right? In every game that I care about, I just want to have a character and a bread and butter.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to get caught in a situation, because it happens really frequently, and like especially these days, where someone somewhere at some event is like, "Dude, come see me in this thing." And I'm like, I don't know anything about that thing.
Yeah.
And we can play it, but it's not going to be very fun, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, okay, I've got one character that I kind of know how to use, and I don't know anything else about the game, but I can have some fun and play with you with that, you know? So that's kind of the extent of it. So like, I know shit all about Uniclear is what we'll call it now. I know shit all about Uniel, but I have a Merkava that has 1 combo.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for, so if someone says, "Yo, come see me in Unist or Uniel or whatever," and I'm like, "Sure, let's play. I can do this one thing." And that's about the same attitude that I take into my pools as well.
The other problem that I can think of is like, Willie, what are you doing playing all these games that aren't fighting games? What are you doing wasting your time with that shit?
Yeah, well, trying to build a channel, make a living.
That's not hustling. That's not improving your skills.
No, it's not.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So I'm actively going to cut into the schedule and drop something, and then decide to put some training time in, at least for one game, and see how it goes. That was how the pools went. I got to check out Million Arthur, which had a setup there. That's that wacky ass, I want to say either like doujin or manga or visual novel, whatever the source material.
Melty bloody
anime game with lots of source material characters from different places coming together doing their thing. And boy, there's a lot going on with it in terms of just like
shit on the screen.
Yeah. It feels a bit like,
let me go find a fucking screenshot of this so I can be like, oh.
It feels a bit like the
Million Arthur Arcana Blood.
That's probably it.
Oh, that's a fucking doujin game.
Oh god, the what was it called? The
Yori?
Yes, yeah, Yori got announced for it, exactly. That's what I was gonna go with. He's in it, and we talked about it, and I tried him out, and that's a good thing. It's like a SNK Heroines kind of feeling thing.
Yeah.
You have like 3 strikers that are cards, and then you can pick one of 3 sets of that, so you're looking at an option of 9.
This is some fucking anime shit
You
I'm
unlock
looking at.
more
Goddamn.
strikers as the round goes on.
Look at all these animes.
And then
I see them.
you do certain inputs that like are dedicated striker inputs, and otherwise it's 2 buttons plus a third like just special move button, and it's just like, what is happening? There's so much going on and yet so little.
Listen, I played Blaze Blue, and I said to myself, where's all the meters? I heard this game had buttons to press and anime to have. So then Million Arthur was created.
Literally, the round fight thing is like, please make your select. Round set 1. Judge.
Oh, that's good. That's some good anime.
And it's just the extreme of the extreme.
Yeah.
In your ArcSys style pre-round commentary, but not the cool way.
No.
Pure cringe. But anyway, yeah.
That's good. That's real good.
It's super fucking weird, and I'm not sure about it. That's where I walked away unsure about it. But Yuri's in it. And
Man, fighting games have like one of the broadest like genre/tone variations between entries. You've got Mortal Kombat, you've got Tekken, and then you have the 35 different anime types. You've got the cartoon anime type. You've got Guilty Gear. Then you got Arcana Heart. Then you got this. Then you got King of Fighters somewhere, and it's fucking weird.
But I think everyone loves the evolution of round 1 fight over the years, right? And it kind of peaked at Heaven or Hell Duel 1, right? Let's Rock.
But like
then
XX and nothing past that, because the guy went Duel 1, Let's Rock, instead of the guy like having a much deeper voice.
Mm-hmm.
No, it peaked at Hokuto no Ken.
So that's what I was gonna get to next, right?
Decide the destiny.
It was, before that.
What was it? What was it before that?
The time of retribution
is at hand.
Battle 1. Decide the destiny. Fantastic.
Oh, why does every round have to be so exciting?
So good, right? And then you get into Can't Escape from Crossing Fate or Rebel 1.
Level 1.
Rebel 1, you know, and you're like, why is it a rebel? Why are we calling every round a rebel? What is that about? Then we get Beat You Up. You know, and it just kind of goes on from there, and we get into nonsense, you know?
And then you're like looking at fighting games that don't even have a human being say a dumb phrase per round. You're like, what are you doing? You don't even say round. What?
Yeah. I mean, you know, Alpha 3 is always a classic.
Yeah.
Right? Triumph or Die. Marvel 2, The Battle for Survival Begins. Engage. I don't actually remember Dragon Ball Fighters, but like there's something there, certainly. But yeah,
it's the dash in, right?
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, Divide, which is the Undernight one. It's really, really nuts. And of course, Ipunme Shobu.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right? Fair and square. So we get into this nonsense, and it's at the most. It's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah,
it's the absolute worst. Please tell me you're select. It's the absolute worst it's ever been. That's a weird ass game. We'll see how it goes. What else? They had a giant Marvel cabinet, but when I say Marvel, I mean Marvel superheroes.
Okay.
And it was so giant you had to climb stairs to get up to the panel to play the buttons.
And it's like,
and there were giant buttons. It is a cabinet.
Yeah.
That is 5 times the size of a normal cabinet.
That's stupid.
It was great.
That's super dumb.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was great. A great way for Arcade 1-Up to advertise their stuff. So, had to.
Also, Marvel Superheroes kicks ass.
Yes,
that's a good game.
SNK had a booth. I bought some stuff. I had a good time there. And yeah, just, you know, hung out with the boys, did the thing. Saw Max and the crew, did our thing, and I had a good, overall good Evo. Good fun. I'm up in the casinos.
Oh, really?
So that's, you know, that's always fun.
Did you pay for your trip? Because that's the ultimate.
No.
Okay.
No. Just a couple $100, you know.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It's nice. It's nice. Yeah.
When you were in the airport leaving, did you feel the urge to be like, you know, I bet I could turn this
Staring at the slot
$100?
machines, how about they fuck right off? I hate slot machines. I absolutely loathe. Like, they're just not at all. Anyway, they're not fun. I don't. It's so incremental and stupid, and it's just a million.
But you could win $65 million in quarters.
I would pay money for a patchy slot so I could sit and watch the cutscenes of the game I love.
I bet there are YouTube channels dedicated
To showing
just
you the
that.
cutscenes. I believe it. You weird format videos. Yeah. I would sit down just to see all of them. I would.
Yeah.
You know? That would be, for me, the like, fuck winning. I want to see show me the adventure. The Legend of the Hungry Wolf.
Yeah.
Where does amazing new rendered Terry model go? You know? Yeah.
Into the trash is where it goes.
And so from there was the Sunday finals, which many announcements occurred on, and that goes pretty much right into our news.
Some non-announcements as well.
Some non-announcements. Man.
You want to start there?
I guess.
Because what the fuck?
I was there for that. I didn't know if it popped up on stream, and it turns out it didn't. But enough people heard
about it. Oh, yeah.
And there was enough of a reaction that everyone was like, what
I was playing
fuck?
Final Fantasy 14 on Sunday night, and I fucking heard from... Holy shit, they just announced fucking Solid Snake for Tekken 7.
So, like, I was sitting there, and, like, me and the guys I was with, we all just stood up, hands on each other, like, what are we watching? Tasty Steve is on his knees. But here's how I knew something was up. Like, so that goes down, and I was like, "What?" I'm like,
"Hold on, what went down?"
Well, in the Tekken finals, in the top 8, before grand finals,
Yeah.
like, okay, so before what you can't see on stream, right? By the way, is a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Every year they do fun stuff on screen in between sets. So they'll go to commercial break on stream,
Yeah.
or whatever. The commentators will do their thing. Meanwhile, in-house, it'll be like Tasty Steve or like Yipes and Lee Chung and L.I. Joe on the mic. And they do things like you see like someone start like a little bit, a classic round of a fighting game, and then someone gets touched, and then it pauses and it goes, will it kill? Yes or no? And you got to vote on, like,
that's fun.
You know, and then you see like old school fucking Street Fighter where like you're just like, oh my god, I forgot how much damage that was, right?
It's so bad.
Or like Bison in CVS 2 like activates his fucking S groove.
Yeah.
And Cammy's in the corner. Will it kill? Of course it will.
Yeah.
Paint the fence. You know? So it was really, really fun to just participate in those little things, right? So here's one of those moments where you hear dillit, 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 and then it cuts to an MGS1 screen.
Yeah.
And Snake is talking to Harada, and he goes, boy, this is Snake. This is some good-ass Tekken.
Yeah.
And then it goes away. And good-ass Tekken has become, like, the running gag, right?
Yeah.
So everyone completely loses their shit.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what the fuck are we doing here? That was literally just meant to be a cute thing. In fact, like, someone said it was someone even mentioned that, like, it was a Markman stream notification type of thing.
Yeah.
And it was clearly, like, David Hayter's voice, like, used in Cameo.
Yeah.
Because you can just get him to do things if you pay for it.
Yeah.
On this layout, you know? But they played it as, like, I guess they thought it was just going to be a fun little gag.
But
not
you played
realizing,
it right before grand finals, which felt...
Not realizing that tensions are as high as ever for new announcements. Everyone is excited for anything to happen.
And also, belief is high.
Because you dropped Negan last year.
Yeah.
So in a world where The Walking Dead can walk right into Tekken, why not an actual video game character, right? So that's going down. And from the place I'm sitting, the booth with the Namco everything is happening. And I can see Harada
right
there in the corner, and that goes down, and we're all like, what? And I'm like, that motherfucker, he's right there. I see him, and he's not moving, right? And he's just sitting there, and like, I'm like, no reaction whatsoever. And then after, like, there's like a pause where the whole stream doesn't resume for a while because everyone's going like,
Yeah.
And then he pulls out his phone.
Yeah.
And gets on it. And then he starts, and then leans away, you know? And I'm staring at the screen to see what's happening, but I'm staring at him as well. And then eventually, some people come, and then they stand up, and they have a little, and then the whole group moves out of the room. And I'm like, that was not supposed to happen.
I think the official notice from Bandai Namco and Harada is that we are very disappointed and did not sign off on that.
Yes.
Which is a very polite way to say what I'm going to infer is they're fucking super
He's very
pissed.
upset. He's very upset.
David Hayter was a lot clearer on Twitter going, you didn't ask me to use my voice for your dumb prank. Don't do that.
Again, in the context of a cameo recording, it's a much smaller scale production, but for a large production such as Evo, So,
but also, David Hayter's not allowed to be Solid Snake without Konami's permission.
Right.
So, like, he could have also gotten in trouble if Konami thought he recorded lines for Solid, like
promoting other games is what he said. Yeah, but ultimately it was just extremely poorly thought out because it's like, how did you not think that everyone would think it was real? Would think you were just about to announce a character in the game?
Yeah,
right. And furthermore, by the time that set concluded and everyone was sitting around, I had already constructed a move list in my brain as well as everybody because I was sitting there next to True Underdog Gaming, shout outs to them, and and Simmons and stuff, and I'm just sitting there and we're all like, okay, so CQC, he lays mines, right? Dragunov style military shit. Like, what are you doing? You're creating an idea that no matter what they announce, everyone's gonna get disappointed.
Good job, Zafina.
Or at the or at the very least, like, you're just watering down, like the announcement they're about to make. And they were very happy that they didn't have any leaks.
Yeah.
While certain other companies
people
did
had big leaks.
Yep. Anyway, so and like God, Austin went up beforehand and introduced him, and that was funny too because there was bar fights the night before. Mm-hmm. And we were basically we were looking at like what events to set up, and so they had like a Micros versus like the world in Street Fighter 4 and like a crazy Marvel 2 set, and somewhere in there was like a booked event for like me versus Austin to play like Puzzle Fighter and then like Street Fighter 4 or something.
Okay.
And it was just like, it was one of those bits where it was just like, as time was going on, it was like, you know what? This is not the right time. Some insanely hype Marvel just went down, and some insanely hype like stuff with Mike Ross is about to go down. We would 100% kill the vibe with our dumb shit on stage. So that was just axed.
That was probably for the best.
Yep. Ryan, Gutex, shout outs. Thanks for everything. You're cool, but yeah, it was just like, no, let's let that. So things moved along, and the event remained hype without us deflating it entirely. But nonetheless, we got to see that sort of like snake thing not pay off in any way, shape, or form. And thankfully, what they had to announce was still pretty exciting and hype. But that was a weird ass moment, and the entire room, like I said, I saw that go down, and I'm like, something's wrong. And then, right, something's clearly wrong. And then it was like, Max was up there at the time as well, and it was just like, yo, dude, what? It's like, no, that doesn't seem like it was supposed to happen, And then it in that gap of like 5 minutes it took for them to get back to the gameplay, people were getting yelled at, You know, I can just imagine. I
and
can
it's
just
extra
imagine that
crazy
was happening.
because Harada was not only there, he was in the tournament. The Bandai Namco people were in force.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a dumb joke and then they got a phone call the next day from some accountant or whatever. It's like, no, Tekken Man is here. He saw you.
If this were any other tournament,
Yeah.
literally any other place, at any other time, you might have had plausible deniability of, like, we just wanted a hype stream announcement.
Yeah.
But this is literally where Negan got announced. This is where new characters get announced.
In the same, time frame, in the same arena.
This is where crossover guest characters are the new hot thing
Yeah.
in every single fighting game. It is the worst possible version of events. What were you thinking? What was your course of action? Yeah, so, anyway, that went down. Then there's proper real news.
Yes, actual
follows.
things happened.
So before we get into that, we'll take a quick word from our sponsors.
Let's do that.
And I'll just say that, if you want to tune into that 1980X playthrough or Bayonetta or any of the other fun stuff, getting into fighting games, going down, which, hey, Skullgirls is on sale for $1.50. Go buy that shit. What are you doing if you're not buying it, please? It's less than a Coke. Stop it. And we'll be getting into that soon as well. Check that out on WoolieVersus on Twitch, WoolieVersus on YouTube. This week, the podcast is sponsored by DoorDash.
Hey, DoorDash, what's up? I'm hungry right now. Can you please fucking help me?
They will dash to your door with food from many, too many choices of restaurants, all your favorite places.
I'm going to assume the people who work for DoorDash are allowed to use cars.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
The fastest form of of travel currently available.
You almost say communication?
Yes, I almost did. You don't really say the word form of travel very often.
I have occasionally said it.
Every time I say form of, it's followed by communication, so my brain auto-completed.
Form of... Whenever I say form of, like...
A pail of water.
Yeah.
Wonder Twins.
Yeah,
activate.
Wonder Twins. I always think of Wonder Twins.
Well, I had no segue.
Yeah?
I was going to try to say, like...
Well, the Wonder Twins need to eat as well.
You don't have to...
you don't need to be able to transform into an airplane to get food fast.
A pail of water is not a good meal.
It's really not.
A great...
It's really not.
But if you've got a long day at work or a tough day at school and you're stuck at the office, you deserve a great meal from your favorite restaurants. And with DoorDash, those restaurants come to you. So, basically, it's the type of thing that I know I've been using way too much.
You hit the button, the food appears.
And it's like, oh my goodness, that's way too convenient.
Yeah.
My life is I'm saving time by shaving time off by getting food to come, so I don't have to think about food until bam, it exists.
Oh, look, a food.
And I can spend more time doing
literally
nothing.
Anything else. Just sitting there, slapping your belly, go
contemplating my existence, and then bam, food. How am I supposed to do that when I'm like slaving over a kitchen when I'm tired? I don't want that.
You light your hair on fire. That's not good.
There you go. DoorDash is easy. Just use the DoorDash app. Choose what you want to eat, and a Dasher will bring it to you anywhere you are. A Dasher.
I like that. It's like an assist.
Right? Not only is that burger place you love on DoorDash already, but over 310,000 other amazing restaurants are. Can you even think of that many restaurants?
No, anything over 1,000 becomes a weird nonsense number in human mind.
Exactly. So almost infinite.
Yeah.
Might as well be, even though
as well.
It's not infinite. That's not the number. DoorDash connects you to your door-to-door delivery. It's in over 3,300 cities in all 50 states and Canada. So, get your favorite chains in there. Chipotle, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and Cheesecake Factory are choices that you can make. And if you know the deal, you know that can be...
It's extra useful to get Cheesecake Factory food delivered, so that means you're, like, closer to safety.
In Vegas at Evo, I took Reggie to the Cheesecake Factory as a sign of like, you got to realize how good this is. And we had to drive 10 minutes away to the strip, walk through Caesar's Palace all the way to the back to the malls, walk left next to the big statue, and then get in. It was really far away, but we did it because the food was that good. If I didn't have to do that distance, this would be very bad because I would do it all the time.
Yeah.
But by bad, I mean good.
But by good, you mean bad for you.
It would be incredible. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code CASTLE. That's $5 off your first order when you download the DoorDash app and from the App Store and enter the promo code CASTLE. Again, promo code CASTLE for $5 off your first order from DoorDash.
Thanks, DoorDash.
Thank you, DoorDash.
Appreciate it.
Someone shows up and you be like, yo, you're a dasher. And they're like, yeah.
They got that little headband that running people have.
Yes. Naruto running. With your food safely stored.
And they're an alien.
Naruto
running... See, like, you could probably do a variant Naruto run if you had, like, a backpack, because then you just put your arms underneath the backpack behind you.
Well, the backpack, yeah.
So that your body and face are not protected from falling, but the food is.
Mm-hmm. I did tell the story years ago, so there may be a lot of new people that were not around that time, but there was a martial arts club back in the college we went to, and there was a dude who was a boxer and did get challenged by another dude who said that he knew ninjutsu. And
is that Crazy Alex? Was that a different ninjutsu man?
No, this is a different ninjutsu man.
Okay.
Because Crazy Alex was just like...
Crazy Alex told people he was a ninja.
Yeah, and he'd dress up like it, and he jumped inside of the middle of like gym classes and acted the fool. But he was just... It was funny.
Just dumbass.
Yeah, this was a guy that actually said that he practiced and learned. And as he went up against the boxer in the club, who was like, all right, we're doing this, I guess, sure. And as the round starts, he puts his hands behind him and does a full-on Naruto run. Pre-Naruto run meme, by the way.
Yeah.
This is before Naruto running caught on as a thing that the average person was aware of. This was
I doubt that the average person is still aware of it.
Well, now that Fox News is explaining to you what it is,
you're right.
They are aware of what it is.
Oh, man.
But this was pre-dub.
Yeah.
Right? This was back when you were still going...
was a real true believer.
Subs only. And he ran with his head forward, his head down, and his hands behind his back. And he looked cool for that 1 second before a hook connected with his face. And that was the end of that. And it was just... it's one thing to... A lot of weird, like, anime club type people show up and just start lying about everything.
That's right.
And I'd get to meet these people and interpret very quickly what the deal was, right?
Yeah.
Whole lot of people that lie a lot. met through those places.
Because they want anime to be real.
So I got really good at detecting, that bullshit. And... not many of them follow through with it to the point where they actually let the bell ring.
Because it's like, oh, you're not lying. You believe.
Yeah, he believed it.
So I guess,
Yep. That's a whole
not
different
a liar.
Level. A whole different level. Yep. Anyways. So, let's...
Oh, yeah, he believed it. You guys are right. Yeah.
That
was before Believe It.
That's the joke. That's before Believe It. That was back when it was Date Bayo.
Which I still don't know what that means.
It's just Date with an added ending for flair.
Okay.
Customized, because you can do that.
Alright.
Kakashi has one too, but it doesn't really work in English, so there's nothing to it.
Oh, yeah.
But in Japanese, Kakashi has a specific ending, things that he uses on his sentence. Yeah. Japanese.
That's fine, Bear.
Yeah. Sure thing, Ribbit.
Oh, it's the worst. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Whatever you say, Ribbit.
Animal people.
Technically, Jotaro doing Daze is also
Well,
that's it too, right?
but that's just Charlie Brown.
Sure, yeah.
He's trying to kick that football, but somebody keeps time stopping it and taking the football away.
Yeah, people are wondering what Kakashi's was. It was Degozaru, if you go back to that. Anyways, announcements for fighting games.
All right.
There were a lot of them you might have missed.
Woolie formed some form of pact with something.
We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there yet?
Because shit got announced on Saturday, because if you remember, there were some top 8s that went down before the Sunday finals.
I don't even remember.
Exactly. So let's take it from the top.
All right, let's do it.
So, first thing of significance that got announced, and it's really just a soft confirmation in the form of interview, was when on stream the Cannons did confirm that Riot Games is in fact working on a fighting game via the purchased Radiant.
Yeah.
So the guys that made Rising Thunder and everything continue to work on a property.
Yeah.
So rumors of its demise are unfounded and thus defeated. They're working on something confirmed.
I think the way I saw it was an article that was like the worst kept secret in fighting games.
Yes.
It's like, yes, I had assumed they were still working on it.
I heard they weren't.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I heard they weren't from some different places, and then I was like, oh, that fucking sucks because they acquired them. So what happened? But turns out it's actually happening.
That sounds like they made a restarted development.
And hooray for untrue rumors being untrue. Like that one I saved to my phone that we were reading through. By the way, before Reggie showed me this rumor list, right, from a 4chan post, and I'm like, this. He's like, it sounds like it could be legit. I'm looking through, and I'm like, okay, there's some things here that sound a little bit sane. And then it goes into Kazuma Kiryu for Tekken, and I'm like, this is no,
it's not real.
No, you're showing off. Like, it's not impossible, but we're getting into that wankery territory that we get to when someone puts Gino on a fucking list, right?
Every time.
And then I go
every
down
list
it,
that ever had Gino on it got
and then it says like Sarabella for Uniclear.
Shut up.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Right? What are you doing? And then the last thing I'm like, this is fucking nonsense. Like, dude, like I was like, it's approaching the Gino level, right? And then the last thing on the list is Gino trailer revealed for Smash.
Of course,
I'm like, into the trash this goes.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to save this so that I can show it to you and point out how bullshit it was when we confirm that none of this is real.
Yeah.
Because the fun thing for leakers is they get to make a leak list, bullshit it, and then when the announcements come, everyone's too excited about the real announcement to remember the bullshit one.
Yeah.
So you never have any sort of payoff, or not payoff, you never have any comeuppance for just writing bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's just that kid that came in and said, oh man, my dad works at Capcom and he saw the new characters and and then a new game comes out and you're too busy talking about the new shit that's confirmed to think about the stupid kid that lied.
Yeah.
You know,
except that kid in the old days had a name. Now it's everybody leaks anonymously.
Basically, you knew not to listen to him ever again. Like the guy from the same Club Spaces that said that he knew the plot to MGS3 before it came out, and that it would consist of Raiden protecting a baby.
Yeah.
And from the Patriots and whatever. And
listen, man,
the way he knows is because Konami employees, specifically from Koji team, came to our college and worked to learn English here in Montreal, Quebec.
Yes. They came to a French city to learn English.
God bless, man.
Listen, dude.
If your life is so empty that you have to...
He got into talking to them at the racetrack when they were taking the photo of him to be on the cover of that racing magazine.
Not that person. Not that
That's liar. A different person?
Complete different liar.
Get the fuck out.
Completely different liar.
What's up with that fucking Club Space?
Dude, like, the one that did the Naruto running and the one I'm describing now are not the liars you're thinking of.
Oh, my God.
When I say plural, I mean plural.
I'm hearing at least 4 different people in my mind now, then.
Plural.
Wow.
A lot of people show up.
What's up with anime?
People show up to anime clubs, and I guess they think the way to impress everybody is by, like, like having info that no one else has because you become more important. So then they start buying into bullshit, and then they have no way of backing it up because the future will prove you're a liar, but they didn't think it through that far. So then they just go with the bad plan.
Don't go with the bad plan. Tell the truth.
Anyway, so yeah, the end of that fucking list being Gino, by the way.
Every time.
Is like, all right, well, we're done with you. So, anyways, Riot confirms, and now whether or not that is going to be League of Fighters, we will see. But goddamn, I hope it is.
Might be its own thing.
It might be. It might be.
Yeah.
But would you not want the infinite cash money dollars that comes from a League of Legends characters fighting game?
No, right. Infinite money dollars are going to be spent on this regardless of anything.
True. Now, before Overwatch was announced as Overwatch, if you said like a new thing or Blizzard All-Stars, people would have went Blizzard All-Stars. It's what we know.
The irony there is pretty telling.
Yeah. So here, right, it might just be new thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is Overwatch was a safe genre choice because it was like one that a lot of people already liked, whereas fighting games is fighting games.
Yeah.
There's not as many in that on that boat. So I would hope that fighting games can benefit from the coattails of League of Legends.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Riot trying to stake out its own new fighting game franchise here, simply because I really want fighting games to ride the coattails to bigger numbers.
Because we got Grand Blue that already has pseudo infinite money coming in from Grand Blue Fantasy.
Psy Games.
Psy Games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got fucking we got this thing that's got that Riot money, that bad employee treatment money. That's good money.
Well, Radiant is a different company that's inside of them now.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping they aren't being Tetsuo'd right now.
Next, ArcSys came out and revealed at the top 8 for Dragon Ball FighterZ that Janemba was coming.
Yep.
So the leak was real.
Yep. Xbox leaked this like 6 months ago. They super fucked up.
They showed a trailer, and the trailer also ended with a movie Blue Gogeta trailer.
Yeah.
So cool. You know, whatever. We talked enough about the roster choices and the Goku problem, but it is cool to see that. Janemba's a good pick. It's among my favorites to pick if you like weren't already ignoring the Saiyan girls.
Did you see the addendum thread somebody made about how many Gokus there are? There are like 35.
Because we forgot about Kaioken.
We forgot about the various intermediate states of Super Saiyan.
Kaioken and Super Saiyan 1.5 and 2.5.
Yeah, and all that crazy shit. They're
buff muscles.
They're like
control.
They're like 35.
Sure,
it's fucking stupid.
Sure.
That shit's dumb.
Still don't understand why nobody did the Mystic thing on anybody else. Just do the Mystic dance on everybody. They all get stronger for free.
And then when they get stronger than that, do it again.
It just takes time.
Yeah.
So, Janemba, and then eventually the Broly at the end of that. Mm-hmm. Cross Tag Battle did its finals early in the morning, and they announced with their... shout outs to Brooklyn, by the way, for getting... I think 13th in that game, so that was pretty awesome as well. Like, he did really good. They announced Senran Kagura was joining, and the Blitz tank would be making its way in alongside
the Mugen tank,
alongside Akatsuki. Akatsuki. So fun because it's the sprites from Unio.
Yeah,
but it's a guest character already.
Yeah.
So why not just take that and then bring in the fucking Blitz tank, which is the easiest character to make because it's a single 3D model with one rotating part.
Yeah.
What a good pick. So you want to represent Akatsuki Blitzkampf, you bring in Akatsuki
and the Blitz tank.
And the Blitz tank.
Yeah.
And we're done, right?
That game looks like Mugen now.
It is quite hilarious. It's not going to happen, but I really, really wish they brought in Fritz. That would make me so happy.
Who knows? There's more characters
There's
coming.
more characters coming, right? So the extra diamond joined the formation. So yeah, the Sanran Kagura girls are there as well. Who knows? Maybe Daidoji can show up. That'd be
Who
fun.
the fuck knows?
Right.
Like,
that's the girl Jotaro.
yeah.
She's really cool. And then, of course, we have the finals of... Well, we're going with Arxis, so then we have what we saw in the form of... wait, no, Uniclear. That's right, Uniclear was announced.
Yeah. What is that?
Under Night in Birth EXE Late CL-R.
Okay, so it's just CL-R. Those aren't extra words.
Uncle.
Uncler. It's uncle now. Uncler.
Yep.
That sounds fucking nefarious.
Well,
Gonna go slap some Uncler.
you want to play Uncler?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Fuck no, I don't.
I brought a setup.
Not.
They announced that it's going to be a balance changes, and then new character Londreka.
People are saying unclear.
Unclear. That's fine too.
That seems less incesty.
We can go that way too. But it's CL-R. There's no letters there.
Whatever.
Yeah, more Ruby characters in Akatsuki,
What the
more Ruby characters in BB Tag and new version of Under Night.
It's so confusing.
So there's that.
I really appreciate that there's a lot of fighting games that have bizarre titles. The Unclears have made zero effort to clean up the name of their game at all, ever.
French Bread loves stylistic English that has no meaning to it.
No meaning.
Right?
None.
It's almost Tolkien-esque. They appreciate the sounds that the mouth makes with no concern for the actual definitions of what they're saying.
That's good.
Yep.
Oh, that's amazing.
So then we got SNK at the SAM show. Well, here's the thing. So because Street Fighter was supposed to have their announcement, which was, of course, preempted before
By
the tournament.
Valve.
They had, the Steam accidentally leaked the fact that E Honda, Lucia, and Poison were joining the cast. Lucia, in particular, is fucking... I'm like, thumbs up on that pick. That's a fun one, because as a Capcom lore mark, I'm way into digging deep and pulling out someone from Final Fight 3.
Uh-huh.
That Final Fight love continues. Anytime they need a spot and they don't have one,
Just go get Final Fight.
just go grab a Final Fight character.
Yeah.
Not Hager.
No.
Not Hager, but grab another Final Fight.
Yeah.
And boy, are there, between Abigail and fucking Poison, and it just all in there, right? Like, we're getting the whole roster slowly but surely. Lucia in particular was was a great character. It wasn't Dean,
No.
right? And nobody's thinking about or remembering Dean with his scrap dunk.
No.
But we do have a Burning Kick Lucia. New design, a little bit cool on it. Cop Girl looks alright, I guess, but I liked her older one. And
It's like the Arlene Sorkin impression she's going with.
massive Metro City accent. Metro City accent.
Metro City.
Yes.
Not Brooklyn. Metro.
Metro City accent. Don't mess with the MCPD. Yeah.
Coffee.
Don't drop those pizzas. So
Like a cup of coffee.
So that dropped, and the alternate costumes look really cool. Poison, the Poison is one of those ones where the moment I saw the new design, I'm like, that is clearly really cool in art form, and it didn't translate to 3D.
I completely agree.
And I saw a sketch of it, and I was like, fuck, that's 100% it.
Yeah.
Poison's new form, new style looks way better as a sketch than it does in 3D. But the other models Rather, the other costumes are fine.
Yeah.
So, the one in particular where she's got the giant shades on, I'm just like, yeah, just go with that.
Yeah.
Right. So
Also, they turn her into Whip.
Yeah. Yeah. No more riding crop. Full on Whip and Whip cancels. So, mid-range zoner, always a fun thing to deal with. Can't wait.
Yay.
Ivy.
I feel bad because I looked at that and went, right, Street Fighter V continues to exist. I feel literally no excitement towards it at all. I was more excited for seeing Clear Uncles get announced than the Street
Uncle
Fighter
Clear?
character. Yeah. Uncle R.
It's nice that Honda joins, and
Yeah.
I like Lucy as a pick, and I like Poison as a pick.
I made a joke that Mike Ross can finally start playing Street Fighter V.
Okay, so like when we were at bar fights and he came out and he's like, yeah, so based on this week's announcements, a lot of people are asking a lot of shit. And anyways, who wants to play me in Street Fighter 4? It was quite fun. It was quite fun.
I love Mike Ross.
Mike Ross. The man himself.
Oh, that is his nickname, isn't it?
It's Mike, open quotation,
Mike
Ross.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, but no, I'm glad with all these characters though. I think these are good picks, and
3 makes it seem like they're done.
we'll find out. We'll find out. For sure. Oh God, there's that piece of fan art of like a Makoto fan dressed up like Makoto, holding a sign, going like when they're just like season 2 announcement, yeah, with the glow sticks. Season 3 announcement, yeah. Season 4, and then glow sticks on the ground.
Oh well.
Although as much as big of a Makoto mark as I am, I would rather see the characters that didn't get a chance yet.
Yeah. Also, Makoto's one of those characters, like, she'll never be like she was in Third Strike.
No, for sure. They would definitely like calm her down and make things a little bit more sane.
Which is like,
which they already did. But yeah, like I mentioned Oro, but you know, there's Remy, there's Sean, there's a bunch of characters that haven't gotten.
Save Sean.
I said Sean.
No, I'm just like, bring Sean in and save him from his current ignominious state.
Yeah. Let him get the good DP when he activates his V-trigger.
Oh, man.
That's it. He gets the good one.
He's a trash character, but he gets V-trigger really easily, and he's really good at V-trigger.
It's 1 bar. Yeah. So anyway, that's the Street Fighter stuff. Yan and Yang, we are like
I'm done, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like anyone, like if the characters that should be prioritized are the ones that were not in Ultra Street Fighter 4.
I was done with Yun by the time I played my 3rd match at Third Strike.
And the people who didn't get a shot, right? All those people, yeah, Hakan, I could get some love too, right? That's fine. But ultimately, I think it would be like, because 5 from the outset was about getting the characters that didn't get into Ultra 4, right? Like, Karen hadn't shown up in a while, Birdie hadn't shown up in a while, Armika was gone, right? Everyone you got from the outset of 4 were the ones that didn't get into the last game. Urian, you know what I mean? Like, so... Well,
kinda.
ish, you know. But then they throw in, like, a jury, for example, because fan favorite. So, yeah, like, just let's continue that, you know? Let's continue acknowledging the characters that exist that haven't gotten love. All right. So that was Street Fighter V's announcement. It leaked. So next came SNK, where they announced their Samurai Shodown lineup, including Rimururu, Nakuru's sister, little ice version. She has a fucking corner 50-50 that'll kill you if you guess wrong. So God bless. She was playable on the floor. It's kind of nuts.
We already had too many Nakarurus.
Yeah. Then there was Basara, the spinning blade shirtless guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's cool. He's always fun. Kazuki coming back. I love how they show off everyone doing their moves, and Kazuki is just
silhouette over flames,
just burning up. I love it. Not his brother, not Sogetsu, by the way, just Kazuki, and then Wanfu as well.
Yeah.
Then they dropped that Shizumaru was going to be coming in September as well, and that's a little whatchamacallit, dude with the umbrella kid, you know, and one of the best idle animations, just kind of doing a little dance, Third Strike style. So that's fun. We got that going down in Sam's show. Very excited for that season, and I'm going to be playing. And oh yeah, of course, Mina joins as well, the archer from Sam Show 5. All of her buttons are arrows, so
that's going to be a nightmare.
Enjoy the zoning, but she's probably going to die in like 2 hits.
Yeah, that's good.
So we'll see. That was Sam's show. We also got a logo for King of Fighters 15.
That's it, huh?
Yep. They're making it. If it looks better than 14, which it most assuredly will, they will have fixed their issues.
Yep. Agreed.
Because Sam's show looks great. So there's that.
I completely agree.
Okay. So then we can jump ahead to Soul Calibur 6. They announced Cassandra.
Yep.
And of the returning characters,
one of the few that was like missing.
I'm like, but no, because Sophitia was there.
They're different.
I know. But like, you say missing, but it's like, wouldn't they go with like the Soul Calibur 1 roster, then like Soul Calibur 2 here and there, kind of thing?
She's from 2.
Yeah. But yet no Rock. Still no Bang.
Rock was a palette swap. Cassandra was a legitimately different character.
He's a different character.
No, he's not nearly as different as Cassandra was to Sophitia.
I'm not an expert, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but I definitely can tell you that Rock and Astaroth were like Siegfried and Nightmare. They're different characters from each other.
Yeah, I know. I don't like Rock. I like Astaroth.
Sure, but you're underselling how different they were from each other.
Yeah, one was good and the other sucked.
That's not the point.
Is it?
I'm not talking about good or bad. I'm talking about difference.
Yeah.
They were different. He was different. Therefore, bring him back.
But you want to put good characters in your game.
Why did you... That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not having that discussion.
Cassandra's good.
Okay, anyway. So Cassandra was announced. That's cool. And then they showed off the season, in which they also teased Hal Maru from fucking Sam Show joining that cast.
So who from Soul Calibur gets to go live in fucking...
Well, I don't know if that's going to be the way they do it. There's been no guests yet.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see Mitsurugi and Hal Maru both going "Ura, ura, ura," with their spinning blades.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Or both of them doing this spinning weapon flip style, unblockable overhead slash. Or both of them doing the sword up, poke, poke, poke. Or both of them doing the forward slash... like,
I hope that
guess what? They have the same moves.
I hope that Hamaru has different buttons that fit Samurai Shodown instead of Soul Calibur. I want Hamaru to have a heavy slash button.
Yeah, that's just gonna be forward horizontal.
Okay.
I hear you, but he has... That game has ABC kick. The other game has AB kick. They're going to just put it on the button. And then they announced that, there's two more characters coming to the Soul Calibur 6 lineup. They weren't even planning on doing another season at all.
Yeah.
But the fan response pushed it, and it did good enough that
Soul Calibur's good.
Yeah, let's do it. So that's fun. And then, of course, we got the teaser for the new season of Tekken, which Harada walked down and proceeded to troll the shit out of the audience like 4 times in a row. It was goofy. He showed up and said, "Sorry, everybody. We didn't leak anything, though, so kind of ignore what you saw earlier. All right, goodbye. And he took Ono's scroll of apology to read it out and then walked off stage. And then he walked back on. He's like, are you ready? And then they showed off the new trailer, and they're like, no. Actually, no. He walked back off, and he walked on and goes, oh, yeah, wait, Tekken World Tour. We're doing it. It's going to be really exciting, everybody. Okay, bye. And he leaves, and they're like, ah! And he walks back on and goes, are you ready? And then plays this. And it was the video featuring Zafina, who Underdog was actually asking for. So I'm like, that was cool. She shows up. She's got her big old beast arm.
She's got a gross arm.
Nightmaring all over the place. So there's that.
Looks more like Lisa now as well.
A little bit. Got her orbs and whatnot. And she's, like, as far as I know, she's the only one that didn't come back from 6, right?
I wouldn't... Gygus?
Gygus is in 7.
Well, then, wow. Fuck.
So, yeah, that was it. She's got the Azrael or Azazel or whatever arm.
Whatever the fuck.
Azazel.
The ice dragon?
She's got our dragon arm.
Oh.
She's got the beast monster arm.
My arm.
And then... Christy Montiero? Is that true? Wait, she's there, isn't she? Kunimitsu was in Tekken Tag 2. Anyway, whatever. All right, moving on. And then, of course...
There's a lot of Tekken characters.
We got the tease for Leroy Smith, the man who came back to Brooklyn after his family was killed or whatever, and is out for revenge.
His fucking character design is the best I've ever seen, but his story makes zero sense at all.
He's the final boss of life.
Yeah,
is what someone described, and I like that. I like that. Also, really, really fun to see him practicing some good old Wing Chun on the fucking, like on the spinning dummy. And like, I'm like, I did Wing Chun as a kid. I learned my forms, my Pak Saos and my Buji Sao. Well, or am I going to avenge my family, or do I just need to sit here and wait and watch?
Not how that works.
You're gonna tell me how Bring Me to Life Requiem works?
Oh, I thought you meant like you're not gonna become that character by just sitting there.
I'm gonna sit here and let my stand do its job.
Yeah.
And slowly turn me into fighting games.
No. Woolie, fighting games are turning into you. You're not turning into fighting games.
Yeah, so that show that I do called Get Into Fighting Games.
Yeah.
So, how about that title? Y'all thought a little differently. Well, anyway, that was a really fun time. I enjoy that. That was really, and not just for me, but also for all the other Woolies out there, yes, including the Brennans of the world and the Hell Pockets of the world and the Unruly Kennys of the world. All of us Dreadheads. It's a good time to be a Dreadhead. I appreciate that in this little corner of the internet, everyone's being really fun about it and like using me as like the reference point. Mm-hmm. But amongst them, it's them. To anyone who's like, yo, look at this old pockets showing up.
Yeah.
Right? Or final form of the Shogun.
Yeah.
You know, or of the Sit Master. You know,
it's whatever Dread man you are personally most familiar with.
Exactly. So,
and he's old. He's got the sunglasses. He looks so fucking good.
He looks really cool. Time to go sunglasses
I didn't see
shopping.
the full render until this morning, like on the way here, and I didn't notice that he has like this amazing cane as well.
He's got a cane. He was walking with it. Yep. He is a blind fucking Ip Man inspired.
What? But his family died or whatever, and he left to go learn martial arts, and then he comes back like decades later to take revenge against who?
I think
old people?
I think it might also be a reference to The Last Dragon.
It might be.
And that's what they're kind of getting at.
Is he Sho'nuff?
He's not Sho'nuff.
Okay.
I think he's Bruce Leroy.
Does he have the glow?
That's what he has. Bruce Leroy. His name is Leroy.
His name is Leroy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right? Coming back to New York to fucking take revenge. Like, that's what they're going for, right? And, yeah. For a second, people thought, and I thought, I'm like, is that Eddie's master from the prison break section of the
That's
intro
like a
to 3.
hobo-looking Brazilian guy.
And it's not at all. Yeah, it's not. Like, is it Tiger from the future? And
That's
then,
stupid.
Yeah, and then no. It is punished Bruce Leroy.
Well, Tiger from the future is Eddie Gordo.
No, they're both the same age.
What? That makes no sense.
Tiger and Eddie are...
Wait, hold on. Is Tiger even a real person?
Tiger with the afro from the Dance Future. I'm saying I was like, what if Tiger came back in this form, you know?
Wait, did you say the Dance Future?
I did.
Is that real?
We don't need to...
Okay.
We don't talk about the Dance Future.
All right, that's fine.
So what we have here is now this fucking badass that immediately piqued the world's attention, and that's great. Of course, my phone was just on fire.
Yeah.
And as it should, because that's one of those things you have to embrace. And I pretty much told Reggie, I'm like, straight up, make it my epitaph, put it on my gravestone. I am fighting games on this day, you know, which spread far and wide enough that a bunch of people who have heard of me but don't know why I said that didn't get it and got really mad.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's out of context. That seems like something like Sonic Fox should be shouting, for example.
Or Low Tier God.
Not some random fucking scrub from the internet, you know? So, yeah, but, you know, whatever. Enjoy that. That was a good time. Immediately after that, we got up and left and walked out because, you know, at the end of the night, Tekken was over, thus Evo was over.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Right.
So we all left alongside a lot of people in the audience, and we're piling out.
Yeah.
And then we hear a stir, a commotion, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then someone's like, yo, pull your phone out. So I immediately load up on Twitch, and I see the Bandai Namco rep, and I'm like, oh my god! Earlier that day, when they showed off the ArcSys stuff, when they showed off Blitztank and so on, they said we have one more announcement later in the night.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. This is that. So they're on stage and they're going like, cuts to the Guilty Gear trailer. That game is the most gorgeous thing. The most gorgeous thing to continue the Dragon Ball art style that I have ever seen.
I'm glad Guilty Gear is continuing the Dragon Ball art style.
It is actually like when they have that moment where I'm like, am I looking at did Sin glow up, or did Kai just fucking cut his hair and get embrace Hot Boy Summer?
Yeah,
you know. And I'm looking at the sword. I'm gonna say it's probably Kai. But,
yeah, it's Kai for sure.
Dude, like the smoothness of when it zooms in on his face.
Yeah.
And it's just 60 frames per second, and it's just, and then back to Soul, and you're like, this is the best looking fighting game ever made, bar none.
It is something special that, I mean, there was a recent video. Fuck, I hope you remember the name, because I don't. This guy, he's a friend of Jeff's, made a video detailing how the Guilty Gear and DBZ art styles actually get made.
In fact, I retweeted it not too long ago. Yeah.
And it's somebody, who the fuck?
I'll pull it up.
New Frame Plus.
Okay, cool.
And like anime does 3D models sometimes, right?
Yes.
And it often looks really bad. Or if it looks good, it looks like 3D models, right? This is a new art style that only ArcSys does, and no one's even trying to catch up to them.
Whoop. They're so far ahead of everyone, and to be honest, like the one holdout I always had was like in terms of just like making the qualifying statement. I was always holding on to the fact that not Persona, sorry, King of Fighters 13 just absolutely like blows me away with their sprite work.
Yep.
You know, and the quality of that. This is gonna yeah, but in this case I'm gonna go ahead and say no, the 3D has surpassed it, right?
Their 3D.
This 3D has surpassed it.
This 3D only.
Yeah. This is the only time where I can go like, no, the work you're putting in here is actually more impressive.
I think Grand Blue's not quite there, but it also looks stupid gorgeous. What sorcery are they casting? They're so far ahead of the way. Like, hey, look, Samurai Shodown looks good. Tekken looks good, right? Tekken gets to be safe from this because it wants a realistic look kind of thing, right? But, like, they are an order of magnitude up in gorgeousness in their fighting games over everybody else.
Yeah, that blood magic you're referring to is called Softimage XSI.
I guess.
It's a 3D program that back in the day, 3D was pretty much came down to 3ds Max and Maya.
Yeah.
And then eventually like Autodesk and whatnot bought out multiple companies. Smaller things came around like ZBrush and stuff like that. But the point is that Maya bought out. God, it's so pretty. I'm sorry. Maya bought out Softimage, and then kind of forced everyone to keep using Maya. And ArcSys sticks with the old program and just masters it. And this is what you get. The level of like I'm looking at these clashes that we're seeing, and I'm wondering, right? Like, how much of the game now is going to have these little cinematic moments mid-fight? Every super, every dust, every stage transition, every round start, every round finish.
Yeah.
You know, and in the meantime, you're just enjoying what might as well be a 2D game.
Yeah.
Because they go through all the trouble of like making sure that you can barely tell it's 3D until we really want you to feel it, you know?
Even the zoom in on Kai's face, it doesn't look like you're zooming in on like an expensive 3D model. It looks like you paid an animation team to do that one cool hero shot of the hero's face. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I want to shout out Storm Yorha for saying Guilty Gear proves once again that mastered stylization will almost always murder photorealism.
Mm-hmm.
No question. Every single time. So,
and on top of that, there was an interview with Daisuke where he said, "We're thinking of making this Guilty Gear a little simpler to play."
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. It's like there may be too many meters and systems.
Guilty Gear is fine.
I would appreciate toning down Guilty Gear a little bit.
I think if you, as someone who is trying to literally become a bridge for people into fighting games, I understand this topic so much, as you must know.
Yeah.
Believe me when I say, if you actually scratch the surface and give it a shot, Guilty Gear is fine.
So I agree with you to a point.
It's not that bad. There's bad games out there, and I will readily call them out. The Guilty Gear systems, just give it a try. It's not that bad.
Woolie, I agree with you, but at the same time, I prefer the feel of like XX back before some of these new ones.
Okay, but a lot of people like, a lot of old school players are like, yo, Accent Core or Death, right?
Yeah.
There's some old school players, but those games were insanely complicated as well. This is like Exerd is in many ways a simplification. So, like, unless you're talking about just ignoring systems that exist, like those games.
Exerd has absolutely more systems than XX did.
Blitzshield like adds a bunch, and but like the ways that you use like Roman cancels, right? Like the colored Roman cancels are there, But in the old games, you were just using... It was just a Roman cancel, but whether you used it offensively or defensively, or a burst offensively or defensively, it would still have different effects. They just were called the same system.
Yeah.
So in this case, by having a different effect, they gave it a different name. You know what I mean? So
Barely.
I'm saying, like, okay, like...
I didn't put enough time in Exert to follow you on this because, like, in XX and Accent Core, I felt that I could follow the generalized systems, and then you had your per character shit. And for Exert, I really felt like there were tons more new generalized systems as well.
I promise you that if you just take a look at the general tutorial, not even the crazy in-depth one.
I went through all of it.
Okay, you just didn't remember.
I didn't remember. There was more. I'm certain. Also, Danger Time can get the fuck out.
Danger Time.
Does anyone like Danger Time?
Danger Time can get the fuck out, right? Danger Time can get the fuck out. But Exerd basically walked you through things that the older Guilty Gear didn't walk you through. And I promise you that if you try, like, older Guilty Gears didn't have that tutorial. So, if anything, your impression of a simpler game simply came from not being introduced to those mechanics.
Possible.
What you're looking at is the game deciding to show you these things and explain what they are.
Or not.
Or versus in the older game, they were there, you just didn't know them, you know? And the game didn't walk you through them. But yeah, like, old-ass Guilty Gear is fucking more complicated, dude. For sure. But... invisible tech, of course, doesn't hurt you because you don't know it's there.
Yeah, it just feels like bullshit.
But yeah. Anyways, so all that to say, if he's simplifying it, it's like, all right, I guess, you know. I'm the people that like love it and crush it and memorize it and breathe it will still always do what they do, you know. But I think the level that it's at, Danger Time can get the fuck out, but I think the level that it's at is actually fine. You know, I definitely don't think you gotta do too much there. The thing I really like about Guilty Gear, and about ArcSys choices, and BlazBlue does it as well, is I like character specific systems, right?
Yeah.
So I like when you take ideas for systems and you make them on the character's design as opposed to a universal element.
Yeah.
It makes everyone more unique and more fun.
I agree.
So
it's the one grand strength and biggest downside of like DBZ fighters, in that those characters don't support that at all.
Yeah,
like so
well,
they're all universalized to...
Well, DBZ fighters, like all those characters are built to be a fraction of a full character.
Yeah,
they're built to be 1/3 of a full character. You know, in terms of like moveless in some cases. Like, so they are all needed on a team. YRC needs to go. Nah, I love YRC. Y'all need to stop.
YRC?
Yellow Roman cancels.
Which one's that?
That's where you like that's neutral Roman cancel where the game slows down, right?
Slows down?
Yeah, where you pause time.
Okay.
Zaworldo.
Okay, that existed in Accent Core.
Roman cancels existed.
Okay, no, you answered that. Slow down time. Roman cancel existed in Accent Core.
Roman cancels did not slow down time, but they effectively did the same thing.
Okay, but Woolie, effectively and actually are different things.
Okay.
Because we just got off a thing where you're telling me the old games had tons of systems.
The old games, no. So here's what it is. Roman cancels were Roman cancels before.
Yeah.
Right? And there were different types of Roman cancels. But in this game, what they did with Roman cancels is they made them much more obvious and clear of a big deal to simplify. Because before, what a Roman cancel was a straight-up FADC.
Yeah, which is returning you neutral.
At max speed, at which point you would then convert it into whatever to optimize, do extended combos, and so on, right? The YRC system, making it a yellow Roman cancel, which you do in neutral, or like a... there's RRCs, which are red Roman cancels, you know, so it's based on your whether you're canceling out of a move or neutral or whatever. The point is by adding that to it and making the game go ching and slow down, it made it more accessible because it makes it more obvious that you did that system, as opposed to before where you could just blink and it's gone.
I feel like I hit a moment just now where I'm like, I have been out of fighting games for long enough that I am identifying a lot more than I used to with the people just on the outside, because I can barely follow what the fuck you're talking about, and I feel dumb.
Well, let's put it a different way. You know, Darkstalkers
No, I was able to follow it, but I'm just like, it used to not be a struggle.
Okay. Darkstalkers has no pause when someone does a super.
Yeah.
Thus making that game way more brutal.
Yes, it does.
Because they just happen and you just die.
Yeah.
That is the difference between YRCs and old RCs.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, yeah, that doesn't need to go. That needs to stay. That's great. What should go is them eating your inputs if the timing is like right as you do something. It's like a little bit wild with that. People use them to eat your inputs and it's crazy. But whatever. Guilty Gear is so fucking good. And what I would love to see is if the system simplifies, then add depth to the character specific mechanics for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Like that it's not a game I will say this, that like a lot of the stuff that we're looking at, just to reiterate, it's these old games had tons and tons and tons of stuff built into them with each revision, and they didn't always really put them out there in your face because it would assume that you were
crazy.
You were on top of this because you were playing the game. You care.
Played anime.
Because you care, yeah. And Guilty Gear just decided to kind of like open up those pages and show them to you. And once you know they're there, they're very good and they're fun. They're not overwhelming, you know? But you have to give it an earnest shot. You can't wait for it to kind of like do it for you.
A post, a guy on Twitter a little bit ago. He seemed to have a lot of retweets. So he probably was a fighting game guy that I don't recognize. But he said, DBZ Fighters never clicked with him. But if the matchmaking in that game had worked for like the first couple months, that it probably would have. And man, I really hope the new Guilty Gear goes back to like fucking sit at the cabinet shit where you could play games.
Yeah, Guilty Gear, Cross Tag Battle came out.
Viscant? Okay.
Oh, Jay Viscant. Yeah. Viscant is he's a champ, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The BB Tag came out after.
Yeah. And
it went back to the cabinet style.
Okay.
So the cabinet style online lobbies remains the superior one.
Yeah.
Because Grand Blue Fantasy came out, or rather the demo came out. Did you touch it?
No, I didn't.
The cabinet style.
Okay.
So Dragon Ball not doing cabinet style is the only game of the set.
Was that like a test or something? See if they could do it the other way?
I think they might have not, like, because it might be possible that like Bandai or whoever works with Dragon Ball wanted characters to face off each other in like a ring.
Yeah, maybe. And
they wanted you to walk in somewhere and create a ring and then approach somebody there.
So I remember when Ultimax came out and that had that shit. That was trivially easy to just get match after match after match after match. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, they did. The ring mode of DBFZ was pretty much not as clear as it used to be, and it didn't work out in my opinion. It was way, way better in all the other Arxis games, but I think DBFZ also, like, Arxis was not the final word on how that would play out.
Also, man, they need to implement rage quitting shit.
Yeah, for sure.
In Dragon Ball, it's absolutely fucking bonkers.
I mean, every fighting game at this point needs to, deal with that. But yes, so all that to say that extremely excited to see where that goes. End of the teaser goes by. We see all the credits, and then we zoom in on a samurai in white robes with them gray dreads, and then a crazy tech Oni mask,
like a Evangelion head.
Evangelion mass-produced unit jaw.
Yeah, but with like a cyborg ninja top.
Cyborg ninja top with kanji.
Looks sick.
Jetstream wools.
It's so good.
It looks incredibly good. I don't know how many of you guys out there caught this, but looks pretty similar to the dude that just showed up in Tekken, doesn't he?
Extraordinarily similar.
Yeah. What's up with that? That's interesting.
Fuck off.
Max, I'm pretty sure he put the video out already, was watching the trailer.
Yeah.
For Leroy Smith, and Harada was right there, and then the Guilty Gear announcement came up, and Harada came up behind Max and went, "Hey, watch this." right? And then they watched it, and he was like, "Oh wow, this is cool."
Yeah.
And then dude shows up at the end, and Harada goes like, "They look pretty similar, don't they?"
Fuck off.
And Max
What
is
does
like,
that mean?
"What?
What does that mean,
What?"
Harada?
And he's like, he's like, I wanted you to see that. When he just came up right behind him and specifically,
The fuck is that?
dude?
What is that?
Something's going on.
What's happening?
The back-to-back reveal here was clearly intentional. Something's up. Something is up, and he straight up, he basically, again, he walked up to him and went, "Hey, notice this later," and pieced the fuck out.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
We gotta wait for a name, I suppose.
It's Leroy.
Yasuke Smith.
Yeah, if it's... What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means the Smith family continues into the Guilty Gear future. It means when all humanity is over and we have nothing left but gears and... I don't know, dude.
But who called who to do what?
It means...
Where?
That man is Kazuya Mishima.
Shut up. Oh, no. Get out. Shut up.
Alternate reality portals, maybe. Who fucking knows? But I don't know. But either way, there's some wackiness with that, and I suppose we'll find out.
Apparently, Max redacted his statement.
Did he? What happened?
Apparently, Max misunderstood, and he heard Harada wrong.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I just spoke to Max after it happened.
Oh, okay.
And he went, "Dude, you're not going to believe what just happened." And I went, "What?" And then I got told that.
Let's all just comfortably blame Harada.
Don't ask him for shit.
Don't ask him for shit.
You know the deal.
I can't believe he entered into the Tekken tournament.
Of course.
Isn't that unethical?
The producer of Dragon Ball entered Dragon Ball.
Isn't that unethical?
Daisuke runs Salty Sweet games in the Salty Suite.
But
no, it's fine. It's more than fine.
Are you,
just because you're that guy doesn't mean you're gonna actually win. If he got to top 8, I'm like
he should have walked out.
I'm sure he would fucking just walk out. Yes. Yeah.
Or no, fuck it, go on to win and then be like, "Here is your official winner because I cannot accept the blah blah blah."
Or do a random select pick, or just make it some wacky shit, you know. But yeah, anyway, of course you didn't check. Yeah, I didn't catch the update when the video went out because 2 days ago I was talking to Max in person. Sorry I didn't catch that update. My mistake. All right, so if he says he heard wrong, then I guess Harada was just pointing out that they look similar?
Probably.
Is that what we have to go on? Chat corrections? Eager to correct? What do we got? Let me take a look.
Yeah, people are just saying yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because I'm legit curious. So yeah, Max had his video, and
well, this isn't as fun.
In a loud crowd, I swore I heard Harada mention the character was related to Leroy from Tekken. However, upon editing this video, his mentions were more towards how the characters look like they could be similar. In the moment, it really seemed like they might have been related. Can't wait for more Guilty Gear reveals. Hopefully, Tokyo Game Show. Ah, gotcha. Okay, all right.
Sounds like they got to him.
Okay, so yeah, Harada
for speaking the truth.
He just came over and said, "Hey, take a look at they look similar." Okay, gotcha. Well, damn, I was getting hyped. That was a wild idea. That would have been really fun. Either way, then it is just pure coincidence, and the fucking the put Woolie and or Woolie
definitely a better character reveal than fucking Bad Man.
As in Travis Touchdown?
No, Bad Man.
Bedman.
Yeah.
I thought you said Badman.
No, Bedman. Bedman sucks ass. He's a loser.
He's pretty good as a character.
Oh, sure. I think he looks lame.
He's super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something else about... Oh, yeah, just, no, whatever. Anyway, so from Woolie Bait existing to just Woolies existing is a good time. I enjoy that. So, anyway.
What if Woolie was a robot samurai? What if Woolie was old?
Yes to all of the above.